Hello and welcome back to the TFL3, and today you join us outside Wembley Stadium, the home of English football, and today we're going to be doing a race.
But it's not going to be in the usual format because we're in different places. I'm outside the Emirates Stadium, home of current Premier League champions Arsenal.
And I am at Stamford Bridge, home of two-time UEFA Champions League title winners and reigning Club World Cup champions Chelsea!
The Premier League is back, and to kick off the new season, we will be racing to all 6 of the Premier League stadiums in London, with only our zones 1 to 6 travel cards.
So the challenge is very simple. We need to visit all 6 stadiums and take a selfie at each of them. First person to visit all 6 wins. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on with it. And while the race begins in 3, 2, 1, now let's go! Right, so the race is underway, and my first call of action is to go to Fulham's home stadium, which is Craven Cottage, which isn't too far from here. The reason why I'm walking is because, ironically, the day we're filming this, Chelsea are playing a friendly, because it's the week before the season actually begins proper. So I'm going against a large flow of fans today, but it's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm walking down to Fulham Broadway, where we're hopefully going to get a district line to Putney Bridge. So I'll see you there.
So the race is underway. It's time to make the Arsenal proud. And speaking of the Arsenal, I'm coming up on Arsenal Tube Station. Arsenal. Let's get to the Piccadilly line.
One thing to bear in mind today is that the district line is a bit disrupted, so it could affect me, it couldn't. I'm actually just in the shopping centre that heads up to the tube station, but yeah, we'll see how we go with this one, because I want to knock out the 3 stadiums that are in the southwest. You'll see what I mean. Anyway, onto the tube. Okay, we've made it to the tube station here at Fulham Broadway. I'm quite relieved actually, because it says Wimbledon in 3 minutes, which is good, because to get here this morning I had to wait at Earl's Court for 15 minutes because there's a points failure at Tower Hill. So frankly, I'm just happy that the district line is running normally. Well, at least there's a train in a few minutes, because I don't really want to use the district line again today. But yeah, once we're at Putney Bridge on our way to Craven Cottage, I will go over with you my plan to visit all 6 stadiums.
One stop, Finsbury Park. Right. Oh, it's hot in here. Got cold water.
Oh dear.
Finsbury Park, and I love a good cross-platform interchange, because this is the northbound Victoria line to Seven Sisters, which conveniently is where I'm going. So that's cool.
Okay, after a bit of a conundrum with the board saying delay at Fulham Broadway, we've managed to get a train and we are now officially on our way, which is good. And then when we get to Putney Bridge, I think unfortunately the quickest way is to do a 20-minute walk from Putney Bridge to Craven Cottage, which isn't ideal, but hey, it's what I have to do.
Right here, we've aligned. Where is it? Okay, this is going to be a tight change. There are a lot of people out here, not least because Spurs are playing. And I'm heading to the Spurs stadium in an Arsenal shirt. Oh dear. Pray for me. I don't actually know when the overground train goes, I just know it's soon. Right, let's see. I'm about to find out.
Okay, made it to Putney Bridge. I'm now going to head to the bus stop and have a look at my options when it comes to trying to get a bus from here to Craven Cottage. And if failing that, I'm just going to have to walk, unfortunately, because bus connections aren't that great around here. But yeah, now we're off the district line, I'm slightly at ease, because luckily to get to my 3rd stadium, I don't need to use it, which is good. And Daniel still has to come here later, so I'm feeling good. good news, folks. Turns out there's a few bus options to get me to Craven Cottage, which is nice. And once we are off the bus and walking towards Craven Cottage itself, I'll explain my plan.
Yes, it was meant to leave at 11:16. That was 2 minutes ago. But the train was 3 minutes late. I can hear it coming now. Oh, the running was worth it. Oh no, that's on to Liverpool Street. Never mind. The good news with this train delay, it gets me to White Hart Lane a bit sooner. The downside is that I now have about 5 minutes to get up the train, get a selfie at the stadium, and get back on the train back towards London. So, wish me luck, but hopefully I'm making good progress.
Made it to the bus stop. I'm going to be getting a 2:20 in about 2 minutes that should get me to not too far away from Craven Cottage Stadium, so that's good. Okay, made the 2:20 bus. I will next see you when I get off to head to Craven Cottage, and there I will actually explain where my plan goes henceforth, because I'd imagine Daniel's doing that already.
There are a lot of lily white shirts on this train. I am in enemy territory. Right, the stadium is just behind me. Out of this window, we're pulling into White Hart Lane now. I need to go within 100 metres of it to get my selfie, and then get back on the train in about 5 minutes. So, yeah, just in case you didn't think there was going to be more running, there's more running. Right, time for more running. I had some trouble at the barriers, so this isn't looking good, but I can see the stadium now. Just got to run up to it, grab a selfie, and then get the hell out before, someone gives me trouble for, supporting the champions of Britain. Alrighty, we are here. Photo. There we go, let's go. Let's go. And I have made it onto the platform in time for the train back to London. Only a few people booing at me, which is, frankly, better than I expected. Train back to Seven Sisters for me, and then I'm back on the Victoria line, except this time I'm heading further into town because I've done the two North London clubs now, obviously Arsenal and now Spurs. I've got to get back down to the West London ones. I'm not sure what I'm going to start with yet, but we'll see.
The next stop is Bruce Grove.
What do you think of Tottenham, audience? Thank you for that one. Made it back to Seven Sisters. I'm heading underground, so you'll probably not hear much from me for a bit. Let's cut back to Hugh. He's probably around Craven Cottage by now.
Okay, just got off the bus at Kingwood Road. I'm now walking at a pretty fast pace to get me to Craven Cottage, which is just over there. Okay, so that is stadium number 2. Now it is time to immediately head back this way, because it is now time to go to stadium number 3, which is Brentford. And well, to do that, I've got to go back to the main road just over there. Bye-bye, Craven Cottage. It looks like a bit of an old stadium from here, but actually they just built a massive new stand right behind it. So it's it's not as bad as it looks, but yeah. Next stop is Brentford, and to get there I've got to go back and get the bus, which takes me across the river to Putney, and then we're going to get SWR to Kew Bridge. So yeah, it should be fun. There's a helicopter. Fulham are also playing today, so I'm very happy that I managed to get this stadium out of the way before all the supporters showed up. It seems to just be stadium staff. I don't know what that helicopter is doing. 2 down, 4 to go. Excuse me, mate, you go to Putney Railway Station. Okay, already on our second bus of the day, and while we're on this bus I should probably explain my next plan for the rest of the race. So after we've done the Brentford Stadium, I plan to get another SWR from Kew Bridge to Vauxhall, then get the Victoria line all the way to Seven Sisters, then the Weaver line up to White Hart Lane to do Tottenham, boo, Tottenham you suck, and then basically go back to Seven Sisters, then go down to Finsbury Park to Holloway Road, do the Arsenal Stadium, and then find a way to get to Selhurst Park, and that's basically it. And hopefully I can get it done before Daniel. Anyway, I'll see you when we get to Putney Station.
Okay, so I am at London Victoria. I've gotten off the noisy Victoria line and now I'm getting the district. However, there are severe delays on the district line to Wimbledon and to Richmond, which is kind of annoying, but if it's affecting me, it will hopefully have affected Hugh too, and Hugh will be like, I want to get this train and he can't, so that would be fine. But let's just hope something will come and pick me up to take me to stadium number 3.
Just got off the bus, made it to Putney with just the right amount of time. The train's in about 5 minutes and I'm approaching the station now. All good stuff. Annoyingly, it looks like I don't think I'll be able to get SWR out because I was supposed to have only 7 minutes there and there's been a track fire in the Feltham area. So, yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to go to Gunnersbury instead to get away from the Brentford Stadium. My train out of here is already running a minute late. Sorry about the announcements, but we'll be able to get to the Brentford Stadium regardless. So it's all going to plan so far. And honestly, this was the bit I was the most cagey about because Hounslow Loop, it's half-hourly frequency. So the fact we've made it to Putney with a train bound for Kew Bridge any minute is fantastic. Let's go to Kew Bridge, not Brentford. Kew Bridge is actually closer to the Brentford Stadium, so bear that in mind. While we're on this train with not really much going on, I should probably explain the significance of the kit I'm wearing. This kit is a 2011-12 shirt, Champions League edition. It's got the Champions League on it and it says the final. This was the final where Chelsea won their first Champions League, and you can't see on the back because I've got my bag on, I'm sitting down, but it's number 11, Didier Drogba, who scored the equalising goal and the winning penalty. So yeah, very significant for me. I'm also wearing it to troll Daniel because his team has never won the Champions League. But anyway, we've just made it to Barnes, and yeah, they've just put new step-free access in. That's nice. But I probably won't do really any talking until we get to Kew Bridge, so I'll see you then.
This isn't my train. I'm just getting on it because it's less busy and it's going the same sort of way. I'll change it else course. Alright, so at this point in the race, we should probably be tied on to stadium. If Hugh's already got to Brentford, I am probably screwed because I'm quite pessimistic about my chances in this race because Hugh can get those 3 West London stadiums quite quickly, whereas I had to do the massive double back at White Hart Lane, which was thankfully easier than I thought it would be because of the delay, and then I was able to just run. I was just that goated. But like, luckily I'm headed to Stamford Bridge now, and I should have a quick route to Craven Cottage and hopefully catch him up. Now, here's the trump card. I reckon, like, my best chance is if Hugh, after doing Brentford, decides to go north. If he decides to go to the Emirates and White Hart Lane before Selhurst Park, which is down in South London. However, I, from Brentford, will be going to Selhurst Park and finishing there. So hopefully, if Hugh goes north and I go south, that means I can get there first. That's the hope.
Overdue, welcome to you.
Welcome to Kew Bridge. Ooh, I've got an idea. So, I've just realised the rules dictate that you need to take a picture with the badge of the club on the stadium, and well, from the platform, I could actually be out of here relatively quickly. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to see this train leave and then we'll be off to Gunnersbury. Pretty good strategy. So there you go. That is the G-Tech Community Stadium, home of Brentford FC. I don't know how they're still in the Premier League, but somehow the Bees survive. It's a pretty nice stadium by the looks of things. But anyway, that's the 3 in the west of London done. It is now time to get the bus to Gunnersbury and then begin the long journey to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Oh dear. Didn't have a great season last year, didn't you, Tottenham? You can't quite see it, but that weighbridge is cancelled and that weighbridge is already delayed. And I think the next 2 Waterloos are cancelled. So yeah, glad I've got this stadium out of the way. It's just over there, because boy, that looks difficult for Daniel. Let's hope he's been here already. Or not, because maybe it means I win.
Right, that was cool. And there's a Wimbledon over here. Let's get it. Yes, love to see it. Man, am I the least popular person on this train?
And well, wouldn't you know, I turn up here at Keybridge Station bus stop and there's a 237 bound for White City right over there that'll get me to Gunnersbury. It's going pretty well so far, and as Bon Jovi said, we're halfway there. We're not quite living on a prayer yet. I'm sorry, that's a really bad joke. But yeah, 3 down, 3 to go. As if to add a theme of teams playing, Brentford are also playing a team from Frankfurt today. And Tottenham are playing Hoffenheim today, so I'm probably going to be a bit careful around the Tottenham Stadium, which is a shame because it's a really nice stadium, but yeah, that's a little annoying. But luckily, Arsenal and Crystal Palace are not playing home friendlies today. Bus number 3. We've been on more buses than we have trains today. Well, that's going to change because it takes us 3 trains to get to the Tottenham Stadium. But yeah, I will see you at Gunnersbury.
Fulham Broadway, please wish me luck. Please. I am going to need it if I'm not going to be jumped. I am, very officially, the biggest mug in this station. Hugh, you're a right bastard for picking a day that Chelsea were playing. I'm gonna need a explanation, Hugh. Okay, I'm almost at the entrance. This is 100 meters from the stadium, so I can get my picture here. So I've got an awful looking selfie just outside the stadium. That's number 3 done. Now, I need to get to Craven Cottage. To be honest, I'm not running because I have a connection to make. I'm running because I need to get out of here. This is my bus. I can just use my travel card on that, so we should be all good.
Okay, thank you, bus. I've been very happy with how my bus connections have gone so far, although I don't think I'm going to need buses for the rest of the day at least until we head towards Selhurst Park. Because now I've got to get 3 trains and it takes an hour and 20 minutes to get across town. So I don't know if I'm going to film too much. I'll probably just film the important milestones. I've got to cross the road now to get into Gunnersbury Station. But yeah, it all seems to be going well so far. Again, I don't know how Daniel's doing, but that disruption on SWR, it seems to have cleared out, but it's messing up departures out of Kew Bridge. So I'm very glad I got that out of the way quickly. But anyway, let's go to Tottenham. Look at that. The timing couldn't be more impeccable. District Line train, bound for Upminster, arriving just as I get to Gunnersbury. Unbelievable.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Tottenham Bridge.
Goodbye Chelsea, hello Fulham. This journey shouldn't be too hard. I've only got to go a couple stops on this bus and then do a bit of more jogging. And I should be at Craven Cottage.
Okay, so we're on the District Line. That was a very good connection out of Gunnersbury. I am probably not really going to do any talking on this journey until I get to Victoria, where I change for the Victoria Line. It's just a long journey on the District Line, and frankly, I just need to rest a bit. So yeah, I will see you at Victoria as we go right over the junction.
Ready, and that is the number 14 bus going. So, Now it's about a 15-minute walk, probably a bit quicker if I jog, onto Craven Cottage. And that will be stadium number 4. I have no idea where Hugh is at this point. I am quite nervous, especially given the disruption around the Kew Bridge area. That could make things interesting, but so far my connections have been all right. I haven't really had any bad connections. I've had to do some running, but I haven't had any bad changes. So, yeah, let's do it. And we're here, stadium number 4, Craven Cottage. This is a nice looking ground. Fulham fans, be proud of your ground. This is cool. I like this ground. I'll get my selfie, and then I've got to run for another bus to get me over the river. See what I mean? That's a better shot of it. This is quite a lovely ground. Also, don't really have time to stay, look around, watch a match, because I've got to get to Putney, and there's delays on the Southwestern today, so let's hope that they don't affect me, but they affected Hugh a lot, and he's like still there or something. Compared with all the other stadiums I visited so far, this is just a fairly sleepy area. There's just kind of very residential. Okay, the area around the Emirates is a bit like that, but compared with like Stamford Bridge, where it's like big old high street that I had to run down and like try not to be jumped, and you know, Spurs, which is Spurs. This is just a nice little area, so yeah, you go Fulham.
Okay, made it to Victoria. That train was incredibly busy, but now I'm rushing down to the Victoria line, which we're going to get to Seven Sisters. So let's get on the move.
Okay, we are 2 hours into this absurd challenge. I've got 4 stadiums, which I think I've played my hand about as well as I can have. I've got a bus just coming over there. That's going to take me to Putney. But here's where things could go wrong. Because, as I mentioned earlier, there's massive delays on the line through Staines and Barnes and that, which is the line I need. So I'm just going to go to Putney and hope for the best. Hope that my train isn't cancelled. Here's my bus. And then, yeah, just kind of hope for the best.
Another very busy train, but hey, we're leaving Victoria relatively quickly. Let's hope that it empties out by Seven Sisters, because I want to sit down.
Made it to Putney. Now, I've got a while to wait for my quite severely delayed train towards Weybridge via Kew Bridge, which is where I'm getting out for Brentford. And yeah, so I'm going to get another drink of water and I'll see you in a bit. Let's see what Hugh's up to.
Okay, just made it to Seven Sisters, walking towards the Weaver line, which is signposted over there to get to White Hart Lane, and yeah, a lot of people in Tottenhamshire just walked past me and were booing me. I mean, okay, fair enough, it's their turf, I guess. But I don't mean no harm. But you did nearly get relegated. Having come to events at this stadium before and going to this station, I always get a little bit worried when I go this way, because they sometimes have a really crap one-way system in place for the interchange. So I hope that's not the case today, and it's just a nice simple connection. Although the escalator's already clogged, so that's not a good sign. But here we are, here's the back entrance. Thankfully I've just checked and there's a overground northbound in about 5 minutes, so we should be fine. Okay, finally made it to the overground. Cheshunt in 6 minutes, so no problems there. And then yeah, as I said, we're getting this to White Hart Lane, and then we're going to go back on ourselves to get to Arsenal.
Hello everyone, just waiting at Putney. My train's about 15 minutes late, but it is running. Now let's just hope it's not so crowded that I can't physically get on, because I do need to get on this train so I can obviously make it to Kew Bridge so that I don't lose. Anyway, I've got a 10-minute break here, so yeah, nice.
So for obvious reasons, this overground train is quite busy, so I think I'll next update you when I get to the stadium. Okay, we've made it to White Hart Lane. Luckily there's this extra staircase that they open up for matches, so I can use that. For obvious reasons, we're going to be in and out of here relatively quickly, because kickoff for this match is in just over an hour. So yeah, we're going to be very quick. I've got to say, I do really like this station though. I think it's stellar. It really is, with the pots. It's such a nice new design. I've come through here a couple times going to get games, and yeah, it's nice. And there you have it. That's the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Back to the train station now, because I really don't have much time, so let's go to the Emirates, home of the reigning champions. But yeah, doing this on a match day wasn't a great idea. So let's go back. Thankfully, it's not too long of a walk back to the station, so I was able to get this out of the way relatively quickly. Good thing is there's a late running train bound for Liverpool Street due in about 5 minutes. And that'll get us back to Seven Sisters, then we'll get the Victoria line to Finsbury Park and the Piccadilly line to Holloway Road. But yeah, goodbye Tottenham Stadium. I come here a lot to see NFL games here, and it's great. Shame the team's not very good. Shout out to the barrier attendants here at White Hart Lane, who were very much curious at why I'm wearing a Chelsea shirt here. They thought I was trolling, and I explained to them what I was doing, and they wished me the best of luck. So, cheers guys. Anyway, now back here at White Hart Lane. My train is running a little bit late, which is a bit annoying, but now just 2 stadiums left, so game on.
Alrighty, I'm at Kew Bridge. Now, getting to the stadium is going to be a bit tricky because there is literally a game on. Again. Like, what's that? Thanks for that organisation, Hugh. Oh, I think that's the stadium over there. I can't really get to it though because it's already cordoned off. I didn't think Brentford was going to be the one that would give me frustration, because the stadium's over there, but I need to be within 100 metres of it to get my selfie. The problem is so many areas are already cordoned off for the game that's happening in like half an hour. This could prove difficult. Luckily I've got a while until my train back towards London, so I should be okay, but let's hope for the best. Okay, I'm kind of going to have to break the rules a little bit, because we generally say it needs to be identifiable, the stadium, but I literally cannot get any closer than this, so that will have to do. Actually, I've been able to get around here, so I've already taken a better selfie, and now I need to get past here and back to Kew Bridge Station before this train to Waterloo leaves without me, because otherwise I might be done for. Wow, if only I'd just gone this way, and that would have saved me a lot of walking, because that is it. So yeah, also Brentford fans have broadly been nice, so you know, that's good. Anyway, I've really got to get to the station now. Alright, so Kew Bridge Station is just over there. I am back. My train's in about 4 minutes. However, I am quite worried because I'm going to miss a change at Clapham Junction. I'm booked to, it's not like late or anything. And I'm going to have to wait about half an hour, maybe 25 minutes to get to Selhurst, which is the last station I need. Selhurst for Selhurst Park. That's Crystal Palace. That's the last one I need. So I'm not going to be completing this until about 3:15. So I've still got over an hour until I can actually complete this challenge, which is quite nerve-wracking because I could just get a call from Hugh at any time saying that he's done. And if I get that call, I lose. So I have no idea where he is. Yeah, I'm nervous, but I'm just gonna have to push through. Hope that the connections thus far have been good enough, because yeah, most of them were pretty good to be fair. I don't think I could have done anything better. I just have to get this train to Clapham Junction, wait there a while, and then get to Selhurst. Hope, pray for me.
Okay, we're now back at Seven Sisters. Hopefully, changing for the tube should be much easier than it was on my way in, because I'm going the other way. Oh, more perfect timing.
Alright, so I am on the train to Clapham Junction. I am really hoping that Hugh went south first now, because I feel like if this is a straight race to Selhurst Park, I am not winning it. However, if he's like still messing around up in North London, or he can't quite get to, I reckon he's going to try and finish in White Hart Lane. So if he's still working around there, I still have a chance. So let's see what happens. Daniel then spent the next 10 minutes building a plan on real-time trains. So you're mostly going to be hearing from Hugh on his way to the Emirates.
We're now at Finsbury Park. I didn't film much on that Victoria Line train because the person sitting next to me wasn't happy with me filming, so sorry about that. But as my Victoria Line train departs, my Piccadilly Line train arrives. Great stuff. Let's go to Holloway Road. So we're just arriving at the intermediate stop between Finsbury Park and Holloway Road, which is Gillespie Road, or as it's known now, yeah. You might wonder why I'm not getting off here. Well, the answer is this station is actually closer to Arsenal's old stadium, Highbury. The Emirates Stadium, which was built in 2006, is actually closer to Holloway Road, and it's more convenient for me to get to Selhurst Park anyway. So, but yeah, named after the team, I think, because of Herbert Chapman. I could be wrong though. Made it to Holloway Road. Had another person on the train ask me what I was doing, and they were very interested, so thank you to that person, whoever you were. Anyway, I'm going to start running a bit, because this station has lifts, and I don't know how frequent they are, so yeah, let's get going. It's a nice ticket hall. Just leaving Holloway Road station. There's the East Coast Main Line behind me, actually. Emirates Stadium. Just a quick walk up there. There it is. Thankfully, there isn't a match being played today, so it's a little bit quieter. And well, we have made it to our penultimate stadium, the Emirates Stadium, home of Daniel's favourite team and reigning champions, Arsenal. I do have to give it to the Gooners, even as a member of one of their big rival teams. I have to give it to them. Congratulations on their title. You managed to dethrone the City Empire. Congratulations. Anyway, I've now got to get to Selhurst Park, so let's get going. One more stadium to go! I didn't want to say this directly outside the stadium, but 2 UEFA Champions League titles, baby. How many times have you won the Champions League, Arsenal? None? Yeah, you have. Sorry, it's my bragging right. Back at Holloway Road Station, we're going to King's Cross.
Okay, bad news. I'm probably going to miss not one but 2 advantageous trains because they've already gone. Good news, I have a new plan that should still get me to Selhurst Park before 3, and it relies on me getting to East Croydon as fast as I can. So, I think the race is going to come down to this. Let's see what happens. Alright, I've got to gamble slightly. There's 2 late running Southerns that both go fast to East Croydon. I'm kind of betting on this one. So, yeah, let's see if this works. But at least I've made it, if nothing else. And this should take me fast to eat Croydon.
Customer announcement. Unfortunately, we have delays on the westbound due to a track fire at Hotspur. We have a severe delay on the westbound, calling all stations towards Heathrow and Northfields. Please speak to staff or alternative travel arrangements.
That's the train I missed earlier. Now you can sort of see what I'm cooking here. Okay, so this is Selhurst, and it looks like I've just missed my stop, but I'm hoping to be able to do a nice double back, and it should take me to Norwood Junction, hopefully. That's the hope.
So bad news, there's now delays on the Piccadilly line due to a track fire, and I'm now stuck here because there's trains in on both and they're not leaving. This is not looking good.
Alrighty, it's Croydon. I've got to get to platform 4 and hope that my train actually stops at Norwood Junction, because it skipped a bunch of the other stops, so I have to hope that it stops at Norwood still.
Okay, finally leaving Holloway Road. Hopefully we'll make it to King's Cross, although this has meant that I have missed the connection for the train I was going to get from St Pancras, which would take me straight to Norwood Junction, which is a little bit annoying. So I'm going to have to look at alternative options to see how I can get to Selhurst Park. If I get to King's Cross, hopefully we'll make it to King's Cross, but yeah, I want to get off the Piccadilly line as quickly as possible because it very nearly ended there. Okay, I have made it to King's Cross. Yeah, that little hold up at Holloway Road means I can't change for that Thames link anymore. That would get me straight to Norwood Junction. So the backup plan Google suggested me is changing for the Northern line, getting it to London Bridge, and then getting a Southern train to Norwood Junction. So let's give that a go, I guess. One more stadium, one more.
That's not my train, don't worry. Alrighty, this one is my train. Let's just hope that it actually is calling at Norwood Junction, because that is very important. Yes, the driver confirmed my stopping at Norwood Junction. Yes! Yes, I have a chance. I might just win this. I might just win this if I'm quick. I've been kind of pessimistic this whole time. I've kind of thought, look, I don't really have much chance. I've been expecting the call from Hugh, but it hasn't come. And now if I can just run from Norwood Junction to Selhurst Park, get the selfie, I'm calling him. I could win this. I honestly don't quite believe it. Norwood Junction. Now, I just have to run for about 11 minutes and I win, basically. I mean, I have no idea where Hugh is, so I don't know how safe I am or if I'm just screwed, I don't know.
Okay, we've made it to London Bridge. Let's go and get our Southern train. Okay, so I am just walking over from the tube station at London Bridge over to the National Rail station at London Bridge because I need to change to get the Southern train to, not Selhurst, Norwood Junction. That delay at Holloway Road really messed me up. Yeah, just not a great experience, honestly, and I'm really worried about my chances of winning, but we'll see.
We're here at Selhurst Park. Pretty sure I've done it. Just gotta get my selfie and then call Hugh.
Right, I've
I've gone down the bottom of the hill. Here's my angle. Let me just line it up. Yes! Yes, let's go, Hugh. Let's do this! Crystal Palace, beautiful football club. And I'm not just saying that because my barber supports Crystal Palace, so my nice hairdo entirely depends on me saying nice things about Crystal Palace. But also you've helped me win the race. Let's go.
So literally just after I filmed that clip, I got a phone call from Daniel. I have lost. Daniel completed the challenge in 4 hours and 43 minutes. He got to Selhurst Park first. Ah! Oh, I'm so annoyed. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. Anyway, we're now going to go and rendezvous at Wembley Stadium, which is ironically where you saw the intro for this video. Anyway, I will see you at Wembley. Okay, so it's a couple hours later. I've made it to Wembley Park, near Wembley Stadium, and I told Daniel to come and meet me here on this bench. He's not here yet, surprisingly. But yeah, there he is.
Hello.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
But, 2 Champions League titles.
So before we recap our races and out to the video, hydration break.
That was the official Volvic hydration break.
Yeah, not sponsored.
Infantino.
Yep, agreed. Infantino.
Okay, so we've now made it to Wembley Stadium, although this is the same place where we did the intro. We're filming that at the same time. And well, congratulations, Daniel. Very well done, my friend, for
Thank you.
Just running more.
Yeah, I didn't do a lot of running.
And this, and well, shame you don't support the better team, frankly. I
was just going to say, actually, I think that this race proves conclusively that the best team in London is not Spurs. Oh, clean!
Save your energy a bit more for attacking rather than closing down.
Oh,
Strong tackle, John Terry. He takes the shot, and they are level. That is the equalising goal.
How it just... No.
That's a very well taken goal
to
indeed.
get a goal with
right
Arteta.
down, swept into the bottom corner.
Love to see it.
I'll show
that.
them. This is
The way he took control of that ball in the crowded penalty area.